Welcome to Actually Controller, the podcast that is actually Controller, and we are actually in control of everything you are hearing right now. I'm so very sorry. Hi everyone, welcome back to Actually Controller.
Sorry.
You got Steve?
Hello.
Chris.
I'm Bob.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Chad.
We are here.
Hold on, guys. So,
what? Are we getting a live TikTok?
yeah.
Dad joke?
So, say hello, everybody.
Hey everybody.
Yeah,
So,
Hey, everybody.
what's the leading cause for dry skin?
I don't know.
Towels.
Well done.
Welcome back, TikTok.
Yep.
Podcast.
I feel older hearing that joke.
My brain hurts a little more.
And for the podcast people, you're welcome.
Yes.
You get a witness live.
Yep. So to start off top like we have been, if you were listening audio only,
That's your fault.
technically yes. I mean, but no. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you for
appreciate
listening.
The other four of us aren't ungrateful.
We
but,
love you.
Jeff, this is where you say it. We love your guts.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
Space hugs and all.
Yeah. So if you're trying to look for older episodes on Spotify, Apple, any of the other normal iTunes, all the other normal podcast places, older episodes from our distributor do get dropped after a certain period of time. If you are looking for older episodes to listen to, you can find them either on our Patreon, where they're all there in video version, or you can go to our YouTube or Facebook, and there are playlists built for all the old episodes in audio-only version. So head over there if you want to check out all the old stuff.
Thank you, Steve, for that red carpet.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, serious.
All right, so
You
the last
sarcastic?
podcast we talked
SOB.
about
I'm
artwork.
not even in the least.
Moving with media and aesthetics, we want to talk about music videos.
Music
Yeah,
videos.
Pop-up video.
We don't really have a specific guide for this. We just kind of came over that on the fly. But music videos, are they relevant? We could talk about memorable ones, things that have caught your eye.
Yeah. Okay. So you
Media.
lead us. You brought it up.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Nope.
Me
It's
first.
on you. Yeah.
I just said
it's
there's
on
nothing
you.
specific, but
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. So for me, this is why it's a weird topic for me. So both levels, as a consumer, I don't have time to watch videos. Sorry. You can put. I don't. I just don't have time to sit and watch videos and go down that kind of. I don't do a lot of social media for that reason. I'm too busy actually being social.
He has a lot of friends.
He's too social
he's
for
like,
social media.
He was like, I'm
Y'all
the,
know
the
that I'm
popular one.
I have a
That
full-time
felt like
job.
a-
I have 3 kids.
Popular.
And
5
about 20 bands.
5 bands, yes. I actually had 4 shows this week, so
I know you did.
I'm a little tired. A little tired.
You-
But
He's in
on the
like,
same level,
Those that
it's like-
don't know, Chris is in like 12
I don't
different
know.
bands.
And I was
He's
offered
19.
I was
It's
offered
19
2 more
now.
bands yesterday.
See, there you
I
go.
was like, are you serious? So
He's
like, well,
offered
if you want to
bands.
sit in a couple practices and then we'll do a show, I'm like,
If you want to sit in.
do you understand how busy my life is now?
Do you
want me to-
understand that's
you
how I
want me
got duped into this last band?
You want me to drive over to Ohio and do what? Just rehearse?
and then in Ohio.
Yeah, at least we're
Yeah,
just right down the road.
Yeah.
So so for me, like, I've been trying to get my other projects to do music videos because it is a way to have visual representation of your band out there,
Mhm.
and a lot
Or
of
product. It's
a lot of
Content.
venues and other bands, like for EPKs. It's very nice to see the band, to see them in a performance, like a live
Well, then it
performance
might be
or whatever.
good to like have videos with us in it at
No,
some point in time.
no, just no
Well,
more of my face right at the
Why?
Again, just to get everything
I think
out of the
you
gate,
did
like it
fine.
brings me
You
to
did
like
fine.
you already something I thought about in the last
That's fine.
podcast, and I'm thinking about now is like you've got the bands that are big, like Gorillaz and Pearl Jam,
Mhm.
who aren't in their videos,
Right.
but their videos are very visually stimulating.
Well,
and they story tell.
started, they were in their videos, and like even with Gorillaz, even though they weren't in their videos per se,
Well, they
because it
were.
was cartoons.
Yeah.
Well, then, like
Was their- it
even
was
Tool's
their
got
art.
like the
Yeah.
twisted stop animation.
Mhm.
that-
Yeah.
But their
they're
very
not-
first video from the
But
EP.
the word
was
we
them
used-
in it.
The word we used in the last podcast was association. So these are all things that we're associating with the band right away. So
Yes.
you got the stop motion, you've got the Gorillaz cartoony, you've got Pearl Jam's animation. So
Maybe you
that
can
does
go
play a
back.
role for some people in
Pink
terms
Floyd
of.
and
Death Clock is
Sorry to
nothing
get
but
paid right now.
cartoons.
Well, here's the thing, and you also got to kind of go out of the
That's-
rock genre, because there was a couple of Dire Straits was on MTV with their music video for like 12 years, 14 years, the same song, Money for Nothing.
Shock Rock got
Oh,
into
Money
Yeah.
for
it with,
Nothing.
like,
It was one of the first
Alice
music
Cooper.
videos out there that utilized computer generation. Really, like it was blocky. It was like watching the original Nintendo game.
Oh yeah.
But it was just beyond its time at the time, and it just was on.
That was like Lawnmower Man level VR.
yeah, it was.
I was going to say,
it was.
So I'm not very good with pop culture. Johnny Mnemonic. Why am I thinking that? Is that
Johnny Mnemonic.
That was a Keanu
that was-
Reeves movie.
Yeah.
okay?
You're thinking Lawnmower Man guy.
The guy with the face and the
Pinhead?
things and the. I'll find it.
Uh,
Are you
are you
talking about the
talking-
Pepsi guy?
Are you
Very
talking
similar, yes. Wasn't there a music video surrounding
Max
him?
Hendrum or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maximum or
Oh,
something?
Yes.
Max
Are you
Headroom.
talking the dude in the
Max
TV?
Yeah.
I think you're all getting it.
Yeah. It was.
It was like
All 80s culture.
they had a version of it in Back
like
to the
80s
Future.
culture videos. Like
Was it
you
Max-
look
Max
at the video
Conundrum?
for like totally
Did I
clips
just
of the
derail
heart.
conversation?
Yeah.
Is that
No,
what
but
it
it was
is?
that-
was it Max Conundrum?
I don't know.
Is that
No,
what
it was
I
Max
don't know.
Headroom.
If you
Max
know, leave it
Headroom.
in the comments for us because we're not going to
It's
get
No,
there.
Max
next
Headroom.
episode.
Max Headroom.
It was
That sounds
Max
right.
Headroom.
Okay, leave in the comments if we're right.
I mean,
Jeff's right.
you go
Jeff's
you go
right.
back into the 80s. You've got
No,
a
Jeff's
lot
right.
of funny style videos. Look at stuff like Sledgehammer.
I was
No,
just
Peter
going to bring that
Gabriel,
up.
yeah.
Peter Gabriel Sledgehammer. That video was so weird. You've got
All of his videos.
Total Eclipse of the Heart. That video made absolutely
Yeah.
no sense
Mhm.
to what the song was going
But
on,
so we're talking about the 80s.
which is fun to watch literal
so,
videos.
But that
of.
was a-
internet didn't exist. Mobile internet
Right.
didn't exist.
Right.
Like,
Music videos really didn't. It was a
MTV
Wild
was
West of
actually
music.
MTV.
Yeah.
MTV, VH1.
VH1.
Yeah,
when did
it was-
VH1 start? The late 80s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
they were
still the
after
Wild
MTV,
West.
though.
December of 1980. I remember that.
I will agree. It was still the Wild West of like what is entertainment
Yeah.
at that time, because we were still like doing like weird variety shows where you'd have like oddballs coming in. And
Yeah, you'd have a magician along with the music act, along with like animals.
exactly, and it wasn't until the onset of MTV in the early 80s that it was like, oh hey, there's a cool place for kids that's just music.
Yep.
And it's nothing else, you know,
The
and
good
they
old days.
realized exactly how much of a culture they could grow out of that.
Mhm.
You
But
know,
you can
Well-
talk about another side of the whole. Well, when you talk about music videos, you can talk about production costs. Like
Mm-hmm.
you could see that
Oh.
Virgin, and then now it's easy
Oh.
for people to do. Like, you know what I mean? Probably in the early 2000s, doing a music video was like money. And
Oh,
now like everybody's
Linkin
got
Park,
a backyard videographer that can hook them up for a couple $100
Oh
bucks.
God, what video was it? It was after they Hybrid Theory had come out and they had already blown up, but it was, I think it was for Meteora, one of the singles off of Meteora. They were talking that on the behind the scenes that the budget on that one was somewhere around 2.5 mil on the one
Wow.
music video.
Yeah.
Well,
that
like
actually-
a 4-minute song, then probably right 5.
Yeah, I think it was between 3 and 4 minutes.
That actually.
Yeah, they're busting out like full-length movie budgets
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
like 4-minute music videos.
Well, I mean, that
but
was a
that's the thing.
commonplace thing in the 90s and the early 2000s.
yeah,
And
but
video,
like,
but they would get their return from that. Is what I'm saying. Like back then, videos were the outlet for bands.
you think
Yeah.
what's kind of crazy about it is when MTV was
Back then.
first starting.
Yes.
When MTV was first starting, that there wasn't specific blocks when it was just full on just music TV. That's all it was.
it was
there
just them, and there was no competition.
There was no competition between like it didn't matter if it was
There was
metal.
no. I mean,
It
there was
didn't
no
matter.
attention competition.
Yeah,
like
there-
it was MTV.
Yeah,
Yes.
everything was just one bucket of music. It didn't matter if it was pop or rap or metal. or
They
whatever.
did at least try to block it like
That- and
episode wise.
They didn't at first.
Well, no, but
They
there.
didn't.
That was only because there was only so many artists that were creating videos.
Well,
so-
no. Actually, the reason that they did was there were interest groups that realized, hey, we handle as a label mainly this type of music. We're going to buy up this amount of time to play only our music and music that's like type that people that are into it was all for marketing.
Well, yeah, that was the whole purpose
of money talks.
Yeah, the 120 minutes, like that thing started because of all the record labels going, you know what?
Right.
Instead of let's have
the
our
Carson
stuff.
Carson Daly shows and all that. That was all paid advertisement.
Absolutely.
We will.
Oh,
But
absolutely. And that created that culture. It created all the different metal cultures. It created all the different grunge cultures.
Right.
All those things didn't actually exist until before.
Well, yeah, because we finally had a visual representation of it.
That's a fun fact right there.
Yeah.
So speaking to this, like attention, like grabbing, like YouTube came out on February 14th of 2005. Thanks, Google. So that means MTV was 25 years in.
Yeah, already.
Yeah.
25 years in before
they had already figured out how to cultivate what they wanted for that alternative culture.
Well, by 2005, they weren't playing music videos anymore.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They figured out how to cultivate their version of the alternative culture.
Yeah, and they were selling culture. That's what they were doing because you had different groups that obviously you're gonna look like the people.
TRL.
Yeah,
X Games were very popular on MTV.
I mean, everything Red Bull.
Oh yeah, anything Red Bull.
It was Red Bull in the 90s. It was Monster in the 2000s.
Yep.
There you go.
But and then bookend it like when your brain is starting to drip out your nose with some liquid television. Like
ooh, liquid
I
television.
miss
but
liquid television.
So to kind of pull the conversation though to modern day, that we know where. We've all been around long enough. We know where it started.
I don't have any of you guys watched MTV lately?
Nope.
I don't have time for.
When I've been in a hotel, I've scanned past it, maybe stopped for a minute, but I don't do reality show stuff.
It's gone so deep into that I don't even make a good stop on my.
Like every time you try to run past MTV, it's like some kind of reality.
I know that it's not going to be music videos, but to Steve's
shit.
point, I also know it's probably going to be a reality show that I don't give two shits for.
Road Rules.
Well, and
season.
Here's the thing, though.
Oh, I thought it was at
with
68.
MTV.
Who knows?
They at least have recognized from the nostalgic, like we've talked about before. The nostalgic kick is in full effect right now. They've launched MTV X.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's right. MTV now has
MTV
multiple
2
channels.
couldn't do it.
Yes.
Okay, so now they got all right.
Where all that is again nothing but
Reality
music videos.
Oh,
No.
It's nothing but music videos. The difference, though, comparison to the old school one, is they'll actually block it. This is R&B hour. This is jazz hour. This is pop hour. This is metal hour, and stuff like that. To where you can actually look on your schedule and go, "Oh, cool! Let's see what nostalgic videos that I forgot from the pop era of the late 90s."
So the other something that was interesting was that out of the 90s, a lot of your music videos would touch on like social problems or socially like.
Oh yeah, they would
difficult
tie their music into
what
some
was
sort of political
happening.
or cultural.
Yes.
shift.
And now it's like you don't see that as much because there
Not
is
as
an
much.
actual. There's an actual like
because it's going to offend someone.
Well, not only
Right.
that.
Well,
Let's
it's
just
because
be
if you do
simple,
anything
hard truth.
political on a music video now, you're going to be showing that you're taking sides.
Well, you have
and
a
right now the United
platform for it
States
now.
is such a divide.
yeah, but you will alienate people by doing that.
Well, no, I'm saying you have a
So you
platform for that now. That's why you don't see it as much.
Yep, you either stand
in
on
the
it or
music
you.
now, because if you're going to platform it, you have better ways than to put it in a music video. Well, wherein back in the 90s, that might be it for you.
Yeah, that was your one chance to express
to the world
everything,
because you didn't have what you were gonna let them go on Napster to like download your music. Like, there's no real way to reach out to because even MySpace and such didn't really even exist or any of that.
So I'm pretty out of touch with music videos because, like I said earlier, I don't really take time to watch them. But I did sit down with one of my other music projects to do a music video. We did a whole storyboard. We went through the lyrics of the song, different things we were going to do, and it did come down to cost because the other guys are cheap.
I mean, that's fair.
But that's a real thing too for bands of our caliber, is like trying to find things
cost
within a
first
budget.
benefit.
Like, so again, is is a music video an ROI type investment? I know right now we use
Fiverr.
I didn't know if we were going to say that, but okay.
Yeah. No,
that's fine.
Everybody out there uses Fiverr in the art realm for something at this point nowadays.
We outsource our videos,
too.
and how does this work? You give them like topics, and then here's a few keywords. And then
I mean, Fiverr can work multiple different ways. The way that I utilize it for the most part is I will type into the search, if I'm looking for visualizer videos or full animation or whatever version of video I'm actually looking for, and then it'll just kind of pop up a whole bunch of lists of different creators that offer a service close to that, and then you look through all their sample catalogs that they offer, like representation of, and when you find one that's close to what you're looking for, then you can either message them with a, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, is this something you could do? Or, and a lot of times for at least us, it's one of those, nope, that's 90% of the way there already with what I was planning to do. I'm just going to place the order, give them any of the material they need, be it the song or album artwork or lyrics or whatever, and then in the visualizer videos for this last EP, the guy was turning them over in about 5 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
So you guys have done both.
Yeah.
And speaking prior to me, you guys have done the music videos where the song with Bob getting older in it.
Yep. Yeah, where are you?
I guess for those who are listening, like, do you prefer, like, as we move forward, should we continue to do those kind of videos or the Fiverr type visualizer videos?
I think
something in between. What works? I mean, from a consumption standpoint, for me personally, again, I don't have time for videos, so it's got to be something that's going to grab my attention. If you're doing a visualizer, I will probably just play it, let my phone sit there, and then just listen to it.
Right.
But if you're doing an actual music video or you have some sort of cause to stand on or a story to tell, then that forces me to take 3 to 4 minutes out of my day and watch and absorb what you're trying to share.
And I guess it's one of those catch-22s, because when you're bringing up the fact that it's bands of our caliber, the other part that a lot of people need to also consider is, like you were talking about the other band, the cost of what that music video was going to cost for that, since you had it fully storyboarded, and it was going to be not just you're going and playing a show and there was one static camera sitting there recording you the whole time. You're trying to develop.
Or you're in a field doing performances 3 times and getting 3 different takes and then just like splicing it.
Which we've done for a cover video before too.
Yep.
But
I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, for me, those videos I've seen so many times, those don't grab my attention at all whatsoever. Those, for me, usually I, as a consumer, will end up just treating it like a visualizer.
Staring at the candle while I was listening.
Yeah, I'll treat it just like you treat a visualizer video and everything like that. The band just in the field, 3 different shots cut together, ta-da. It's a visualizer video for me.
I think it can work if it's done well.
No, and I'm not saying that it's a dead version, or else bands wouldn't keep doing it.
It always makes me think of what's their names, Temple of the Dog.
Fair enough. I think of Korn when they did their whole concert thing that they did of DVD, where it's just like 3 cameras and them in a cornfield,
just a bunch of people hanging out in the cornfield.
But for me, it's one of those. When it comes to the cost, though, bands at our caliber, we're not in situations on most of our platforms where monetizing is an option.
Right.
So when you put all that type of money and effort into a music video, there's very, very few sources to ever recoup anything.
There's no monetary return.
I think it also depends. Like, if you are doing it just as a one-off, then that it's limited monetary return. But if you go into it knowing that you're doing, like, you're working directly with, like, a sponsor or, like, what have you,
So what is your take on music videos, Bob?
Yeah, what do you think,
like
Bob?
them.
Is it an expense?
So helpful.
I like the little 10-second thumbnail I can view. Oh, wait, that's porn, right?
Oh.
Actually, no, I watched the full video for the storyline.
He subscribes only because he loves the story arc.
He's on page 349,476 of Pornhub.
No.
So good.
Just a random, I don't know.
I'm stuck in the dryer.
Best stepbrother.
And it goes flat.
Music videos.
So-
music videos.
Oh, okay.
Even there might be music in porn, but that doesn't count.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Yeah. So, do you bother to stop and watch a music video ever?
I guess maybe it's. I'm going to lean toward bands that I know when I watch a video.
Okay.
There have been videos that have actually caught my. Probably the funniest videos are from a band, unfortunately, not really around anymore. 12-Foot Ninja.
Yes.
Probably absolutely hilarious. Love them. Their style is great. You got Tool that has done all sorts of
Left field.
claymation, left field. You got a Perfect Circle that went really more kind of dramatic, but actually showed the band. Yeah, you've got Deftones where they've done a video literally for every single song they've done, in my opinion. Like, even if they never got popular, the song never got popular, every single song had a music video.
Passenger never got a music video made for it.
Well, it got a visualizer.
No, not an official. That was just a random fan.
Fair. But
So,
To Bob's point, though, I don't. When it comes to watching videos, when I do get time to consume them, I don't. I do watch the bands I like. If it's for some reason I get something that someone I've never heard of, if their music doesn't catch me, then I don't care about the video at that point.
no, I mean that's fair.
So, like, if I've never heard of the band and I stumble across the video, I will watch it until I lose interest in the music. So, at some point, like to Jeff's point, I listen with my eyes. It's the other way. Like I see with my ears. So, like, if I'm watching something that is great, can have some great artwork, a great storyline, but the music's just awful, I'm not going to watch the video.
well, but that's I guess the other thing that kind of leads to what we're getting at right now for like a band of our caliber. Does it make sense to put that type of effort and money into a music video if, like, for you, a band that you've not heard of, the likelihood that you're going to click on a video just because it looked intriguing is pretty low if you don't already know the band, because you're coming from I'm more only listening. I'm not visually looking for entertainment.
You know, the things that have survived as of late aren't just videos. They're things that are attached to like other layers of other media. Like, it's like, for instance, when we look back on the 90s, we can pretty much sum up a lot of like the music that we were into and so on with certain like movie soundtracks, like the Crow soundtrack or the Spawn soundtrack.
Yeah,
the Spawn soundtrack was so
or
good.
Queen of the Damned soundtrack.
Strangeland
or
a movie that probably would have never gotten any attention if it wasn't
Lost
for the soundtrack.
Highways.
Dude, I love that movie.
You know, so many different
though?
things though that were attached that kind of brought the art, and it's like
Strangeland was actually a really good movie.
we don't
Yes, it
really
was.
give that credit enough. Like, even with the music that became popular, look at the movies that were doing super well as well.
Well, and
at the time,
Trent Reznor, when he was doing an interview for all the stuff he did with Halsey on her recent album, and talking about how him and Atticus pretty much aren't doing anything other than soundtrack scoring for everything. But they were even complaining. They're like, the idea of a soundtrack becoming a big deal for anybody anymore
that doesn't happen.
pretty much doesn't exist.
Right.
It's a big deal from the Oscars and the Grammy when it comes to a good score, and certain people can appreciate if it was a good score with how they felt about the movie, but actually associate music.
Like an artist and a song.
But yeah, a lot of your
Like, artists aren't being like. They're not really being tapped for that kind of stuff anymore.
Well, no,
Really.
like Seal with Batman Forever, and with Celine Dion with Titanic,
Yeah, I was just
and stuff like that. You don't get those.
things that stick now.
Synonymous?
Yeah, the things that you get now,
I
unfortunately,
made up
that
a word. I don't know.
that
It's okay.
that synonymous
It works.
synonymity.
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 The cinnamon.
The sea anemone. Okay. The connection now
The cinnamon
is more
sea anemone.
So,
I think the last
God damn it!
movie,
I couldn't even get the
I'm gonna
whole
go on
thought
a limb.
out.
The last movie that I
couldn't.
can say I remember the song
It's like,
from the
it's
soundtrack.
like trying to cook
was
a
probably
cake
Lion
and
King.
everybody's running off with the bowl.
I mean,
Damn.
Just saying, I don't like trying to think
but now
loosely right now
I've
without
been
like
doing a good job.
digging. I can't think of any songs. I'm like, that song, that movie, that soundtrack. Boom.
Yeah, there's not like
Lion
'cause-
King. Like, that's 25
unless
years ago or
it's
whatever.
a newer-ish movie, but it's an old school
The
song
new-
like Led Zeppelin level era song.
But movies nowadays are tapping into this
The
nostalgia,
new connect.
and so they're trying to pull that into their soundtracks. You're watching a movie and they play a song, and you're connected to the song because of something that happened 15 years ago because it was released in '97 or whatever.
Yeah.
The new connect is TikTok challenges
I'm
and
sorry.
like
Tenacious
shorts
D and the Pick of Destiny.
and stuff like that. That's the new connect.
No,
That's
and
the
I
stuff that's
agree,
popping
but
off.
with the fact that
It's sad, but it's like
No,
it's,
it's
not
sad.
about the video anymore. It's more about how it's connected to a challenge or something, and like everybody will start to go, "Oh, they're doing that challenge. I know by that song."
Right. Yeah, I was going to say
everybody
because,
knows that.
and I will give it to you that I think we can take it even one step further. The media does not matter anymore.
No.
Be
You're
it
talking
video
about
or
attention
audio
span
or
at that
visual.
Yeah.
Like,
well, like that the music video thing is now shrunk even smaller.
Yeah. Reels, clips.
Yeah.
You're talking about attention span at that point. So when somebody creates you're calling a TikTok challenge or any like a dance or
Yeah.
anything, and they release a 45-second snippet of a song,
Mhm.
and that song catches fire because it's associated with
Yes.
that
Because of
clip
the
That was
challenge.
just
of the
pretend.
challenge.
Yeah.
And then the song itself, nobody really knows the whole song itself.
Right.
Sleep Token blew up with their last
Yeah,
album about
Pretend.
that. Bad
What's the
Omens
song
blew
like
up.
Shot, 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 shot.
Yep.
That's the
Yep.
only part of the song I ever know. If you play that song, any other spot in that song,
Yeah.
No
I wouldn't
clue.
recognize it.
Yeah, so yes, we're talking about the challenge, but I think we went past the point where there for a long time we were like, oh, music doesn't really matter anymore. That's just a media
Right.
and everything that for people to consume. That's why people aren't buying it anymore. I think we can almost go one step further right now where it's not visuals don't matter, video doesn't matter, audio doesn't matter. It just needs to be a piece of content. It doesn't matter the quality of it.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't matter
I don't know.
the audio that's
It-
getting used. So long as it gives a source for you as the consumer to feel like you can personally
Connect to it.
connect to it.
So then-
and
yes.
you can advertise yourself
Right.
via it.
Yes.
Right.
So you have to have a way to I don't want to say
Interact.
empathize, but you have to be able to see yourself. Like that's how this generation is actually interacting with media. Is like
Mhm.
they relate to it for
Mhm.
whatever reason. They relate to the story. They relate to the character.
And
they
if you
relate,
can't, then it's not going to
Yep.
go nowhere. And
Yep.
that's that. The
And they need to be able
challenge
to advertise themselves as that media.
Exactly. Yeah.
To where we were coming from a point of consuming the media.
Yep.
The new
They're
populace wants to be
embodying-
the media.
They are embodying the media now, so it's different.
relatable. That's a relatable thing.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to swing at me
Yeah.
again.
Why would I swing at you again, Bob? Are you instigating
20
something that should cause me to swing at you
22
again?
You know what? Your
Podcast.
microphone's blinking.
Patreon members will know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this continues on, we might sell tickets and we'll figure out which one of these guys can swing on who.
That might be a live event.
Ooh, Patreon Live.
We'll put him like.
Well, just so we know ahead of time, gloves or no gloves?
No, it's gonna be sumo suits. It's gonna be sumo suits.
Well, that's not fair. He's
Yes,
got-
it is because then.
Oh,
both
he was
of you
about to
will-
say because I'm already wearing one.
I feel like that's
You-
got to be
you called
outside. First of all.
Oh,
I love you.
somebody is about to get way punched. All right, well,
So, in the comments below, please submit your videography resume for lead singer for Controller. Yeah, because I feel like he's not going to survive the
I mean,
night.
You know what's
Sumo
funny? I feel like
suits.
every podcast I'm a part of, I get told I'm being replaced.
Well, no,
Like,
this one you'll just
I'm-
die after.
I'm pretty sure Steve's going to kill you. But anyway.
yeah, by the end of this,
wouldn't be the first time.
we got to make it through September, Steve.
We're putting him in the
I don't
third
know,
row.
I've already been. No, I'm just joking.
Oh
No.
my gosh!
Just
Oh
joking.
my gosh!
Wow.
I haven't had time to try.
He's a pretty busy dude.
I mean-
Oh!
I mean, my whole outlook is, just
I know where Bob's seat's going to be at on the tour run.
Ooh, the sauna.
what tour?
In the-
run?
Yeah, it's going to be Chad's seat from. Ooh, that was close.
Ooh.
I almost
Oh,
had to hashtag retake myself.
In the trailer, huh?
But yeah, from the Metal in the Mountain seat.
the trailer.
Strap Bob in the trailer.
Hold on to the gear, bud.
Music
Oh.
videos.
Oh, I mean, I'm still
What?
I'm still at least a part of the tour. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, good
absolutely.
luck
We're
to
losing
you.
control.
But yes,
Any
for
music
me,
videos stick out for you? Like what's like the last podcast we talked about artwork. What when it comes to music videos, what do you think of? Like what? Here's a music video you should check out. That's not Controller. Did you? I'd put the caveat.
and it could be any like era.
or all of Controller.
Like, did you have as a kid that one video that just burned its way into your brain?
Yeah,
We're all-
actually.
I kind
There
of have
was.
that
What is it?
one.
What movie? Or what movie?
What movie? I mean, it probably had the budget of a movie.
Wow.
Go ahead, Steve. Tell yours.
For me, actually, Chad already brought it up. Sledgehammer.
Mm-hmm.
That video, just the stylistic aspect of it, plus the song, because I always love that song. But the stylistic cut of that one, where it was all single shots just cut together, that one, I don't know why, but that one burned its way into my brain. Was there other videos that were done better, done worse? Yes, but that one stuck with me for whatever reason. So,
What's yours, Bob?
Rick Astley.
Rick's ass? What?
Rick Astley. Isn't that his name?
I don't know. What's the?
Oh, Rick rolling.
yeah.
So I
Well,
was
that
thinking.
was my favorite.
I just got Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was
Oh,
a full
wow.
on like
I
25
played the video
minute,
game.
It was It was like a full on 25-minute like short story. And I remember the scene. Everybody knows the famous move, and he does it live. To where he's in this saloon after hours, and a bar fight breaks out, and they do like a dance fight, whatever. And his posse gets in the middle of the floor, the spotlight's on him.
Yep.
He's wearing his white suit with the black inset,
Yeah.
and they tip the hat and they do the lean.
Oh,
Yeah.
Smooth Criminal.
Oh, that was so awesome.
Dun,
And that was it was iconic enough that I saw a Winter Drumline do that. Imagine carrying a 55, 75, 85-pound bass drum in front of
Oh,
you
God.
and doing the lean.
Oh God.
They did it. It was also an aha moment because they
That's a
stood
lot
on
of-
these plates.
That's a
that had
lot of
pegs,
core strength.
So they
locked
could-
their heels into these pegs. So
and then that way they
Yeah.
could.
Like
move.
But that's still a lot of core strength to be able
yes,
to
it
lean.
was
in.
No,
amazing
what
they
you
did it.
didn't see was the invisible fishing line behind, where the guy at the very back is just.
Somebody's got a wench tied up
Yeah.
to everybody. one that always sticks in my head is terrible. Your favorite Martian?
Terrible.
We like them girls. Because the
Jeff broke us on that
All
one.
right.
the Lego stop action of that video is fantastic.
Oh, you.
What is it? Terrible girls.
No, we like them girls.
We like them girls.
It's
Don't
so
do it
bad.
to yourself. Don't.
It's so bad.
It's good.
It's
Yeah,
so
there
good.
it is at the top.
I love
wait.
the video.
Wait until we're done.
Yeah,
and
'cause
then
you
can
have to
listen.
hear it.
and you got to watch
Do I
because
have to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
you
feel
do.
like with some of the videos you guys have shown, no, I don't have to.
Oh no,
Yeah,
you
really,
have to.
You
should.
have to. This one's fantastic.
This
Chris,
one is
Chris.
going to become an earworm, and you have no
Chris.
choice in the matter.
Chris, don't do it to yourself. Just don't do it.
Nope.
I've
Do it.
I have heard it. Don't
You
do
should
it.
do it. It's good for
Don't
you.
do it.
Uh,
It'll corrupt you.
I've seen. No, you've seen the. No, yeah. You've shown that to me.
Okay.
Don't do it.
So the music video.
But the music video.
I
is
love brick. I
memorable.
love brick film. Brick film is a form of doing Lego
So can we
stop
show
action.
this? Can we show this? Is it-
Yeah, there's nothing that's
do you
not
see
going to
it?
be.
No, but
It's only
I don't know if it's
Patreon.
copyright, so it's literally, but it's visual. It's visualization. We're talking about music videos.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned it was an earworm, but we're talking about music videos. So yeah, it's got a lot of.
It's all break. It's all Lego stop animation.
Yeah, brick film.
No,
Yep.
I'm not watching it again.
It's a fantastic video.
So Jeff, I know that Chad just stole yours, but
No, not at all. There's actually two that like my brain goes to when I think because they were actually more movies though, and one is Pink Floyd The Wall.
okay.
It's like
Oh.
just a constant all the way through video of that whole album. I highly recommend having a moment and checking it out at all. I mean, it's fairly.
It reminds me of Yellow Submarine, the Beatles.
Yeah, it's very stoic and like involving when it comes to the entire album. You'll get different ideas of what they were trying to say with the album, which is really cool. And another one, oddly enough, that does the exact same thing but its own weird punk rock off the bottom of the rocker sort of way, was a Gwar movie called Gore is a Dinosaur.
I remember hearing of it.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. You learn how to you learn how to
so good in the worst way.
I mean, everything is horrible in it.
Yeah.
Like,
All right. On a more serious note, though, 9 Inch Nails' "Perfect Drug"
That is a phenomenally
was
done video.
a very well done video that I just like. I absolutely loved the premise of that video.
yeah, lots of aesthetic in that, all over the place.
The quintessential promotion tool for absinthe.
Yeah. It's like I never knew what the hell that was. It's like, what is he doing?
Why is it glowing green? I must consume that.
Why is he?
And now
pouring
I have a bottle of absinthe at home.
Yep.
distilled water through a slotted spoon? This crazy man.
So,
It's like I was always curious. I'm like, what hallucinogenic is this that he's doing?
right.
And it's like he's just drinking, man. That's all.
So, Chris, yours was just the...
Yeah, Moonwalker. So it actually inspired me to look it up on Amazon and buy it. So I bought that. There is another video I'm going to buy. John Mellencamp has a semi-autobiography that I can't remember the title of that I'm going to buy. But Moonwalker, so it's a complete story. Michael Jackson's like this alien, but then he becomes a robot. Like, there's a lot of visualization to it and a lot of incorporating 5 or 6 of his songs.
Well, Michael Jackson was very famous for doing mini movies.
He was
for
an innovator.
every one of
Yeah, I
his
mean,
videos
he did that
was a
like
mini
Thriller
movie.
opera.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at Thriller
Yeah.
alone. That was
But-
the #1 music video. for how
Thriller,
long?
Bad.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
years.
Always,
But this
Bad
was a
had-
full
Pop
20.
opera.
This is like almost 30 minutes. So it's like a short film.
what? Bad had Wesley Snipes in it.
Well, the one he did with Janet Jackson.
With or without the nipple. Hey.
I mean,
That was post.
it was post. Yeah.
Like,
it was post time
Because he was post.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the song. It's like they're both on a spaceship.
They're in a
or
spaceship.
whatnot.
Yeah, I know the song. I can't.
Oh, that
I'm
one-
blanking
that was,
on
no,
the
that
title.
was, that was newer.
Scream.
That was
Scream.
newer. That
Took
was when
me
he
a
was
sec.
trying to
Yeah.
revitalize his career. I remember that song now. But no, it was probably
like
it has to be
that
Moonwalker for me.
you
'cause-
can't bring out to the store because he gets in trouble. God damn it, man.
I don't know. I like watch when it comes to bands and videos and stuff. Some of the things
I'm
I like
gonna
watching is
behave the rest of the
actual
episode. Are
like
you?
band
Yes.
documentaries. Like I watched the Journey documentary when they brought Arnell into as being the lead singer of Journey. And like the entire thing of bringing Arnell in and showing him how to tour as a Journey lead singer. It was a great documentary on their search for a singer and trying to get him conditioned to not, because like his very first live performance with them, he was jumping all around the stage, like super hyper energy, and they were like, this is not what Journey's about. You gotta kind of calm down a little bit.
Bring it back a little.
It kind of brings you to what they're doing now, like what studios are doing now. They're doing iconic autobiography.
It reminds me of when
What's the word?
Video
autobiographies.
Biopics. That's a good word. There we go. Most recently, the Elvis Presley one, like the Elvis Presley. They had Queen. Who else have they done? A couple different.
way
stars.
back in the day.
Oh,
they
I
did
love
that
I love the
Cornhued
Queen's
and,
Live Aid performances.
Well, and I
Phenomenal.
guess this is kind of, in my opinion, a little pseudo off topic because, I mean, for me, if you're getting into documentaries
Right.
and short films,
Yeah.
that's a totally different angle of marketing for bands.
It truly is.
Because none of those are ever getting on to like the MTV
No,
situation
no.
or used for that type of marketing purpose and everything. So
I mean, we had VH1 behind the.
you're
music.
right. You had the.
I was trying not to go there when we were talking about MTV earlier, and we went to YouTube. But yeah, VH1, Palladia now.
Yeah.
and behind the scenes.
Mhm.
But I mean, because there's multiple bands like Korn's released them, Chimera's released them.
Yeah.
Tons of bands have done the behind the scenes
I
and
love watching those.
documentaries and stuff like that.
Shinedown's got one.
But I guess I guess
from the inside.
the big thing is that for me, there's always been a huge distinction between the short film, the documentary, and
the art,
the music,
the
video.
actual music video.
The single.
Like,
but even with Michael Jackson, like, so you had mentioned some of the other ones they've done. They end up becoming like not even a film short. Like the song's like 3 or 4 minutes, and there's like a 2-minute clip beforehand, and maybe like it becomes a whole short story.
Yeah, he pretty much called them.
I know I
mini
mentioned
movies.
Moonwalker. That's a whole 30-minute with like 6 or 7, but. You know, Who's Bad, like those kind of
Thriller
they become
was a
full-on
big production.
stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and those
Smooth
are still
Criminal was a full production.
Yeah, and those are still music videos because I mean, Fall Out Boy's even done those for like a more recent time. One Fall Out Boy has done numerous ones where they've developed story arc with a little bit of lead up before the music even starts in, and then story arcing post the song being done and everything to wrap up the story.
Believe it or not, Limp Bizkit does that a lot. And there's I can't think of the song right now. Where he has
I'm blanking on a song title.
Eat You Alive.
He has a lot of cameos in it, like ridiculous amount of cameos in it.
Snuff. Slipknot Snuff.
Yes.
Their official video has a lot of pre-song, mid-song.
Yes.
Okay, like
and
pauses,
then ending.
breaks,
Yeah,
stories.
there was like a big break mid-song to where I believe it was Corey in the music video that was doing the acting for it.
It was all directed by Clown, but yeah, it was Corey.
And you know, he's got a whole section where the music just stops and it's him acting the scene of what the premise of
just kind of
video.
carrying on the storyline of the song,
and then the music cuts back in, and it turned out to be a long video.
I'll tell you
but
what,
it was
those kind of
very
videos
well
make
done.
it hard to learn.
Yeah, those are not the videos that you reference when you're trying to learn a cover, bud.
No.
True.
You go look for the audio only cuts.
like say,
How many measures
I've
of
learned-
a pause was that?
I've learned a few songs. I've learned a few songs incorrectly when they've like infused part of the storyline into the song and like extended a part for a minute.
It's like no, don't
Like,
grab
wait
the
a minute.
music video version. Grab the audio only
Wait a
version.
That's not how I learned it.
Right.
But there's like a 2-second, and then he goes, Karen.
Where's a big car screech? That was not in the song. That was in the video.
But I used that as a cue.
Yeah.
Karen.
But and those type of music videos are still, as far as I'm concerned, are music videos and everything where you're adding in your story arcs,
Right.
pre and mid and even post story roll. But I still think those are a big difference between those and your short film or your documentary.
Yeah.
So wrapping this because we are kind of getting there. I
Hitting that
would
time.
personally love if we did an actual real music video, but we have a
here's the
tour
thing.
coming up, and that's our priority.
Yes,
Actually.
but here's the
Financially.
thing I need to ask real quick before we wrap this up.
Actually.
To be fair, what is an actual quote-unquote real music video?
Yeah.
Because
I play drums.
Is it one
because
that
you
we're
have it in your head that it is the
I play
band
drum.
performing.
Are we
where there's-
storyboarding?
Band performance. Is there a storyline with a storyboard? Are visualizers acceptable? Where it's some of the things we've been releasing.
is an artistic interpretation of the lyrical meaning enough.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we did with 11th Hour.
Or do we make
No,
like a whole
I don't
little
want to do
movie?
another one like
No,
we
no,
did.
no,
Love
no.
Boat.
I didn't say that
No,
we were
but
doing. You weren't
artistic
listening to me.
as such.
Do a whole little movie.
But those type of videos, like what constitutes, as far as you're concerned, a quote-unquote real music video? And
Well, I actually had a storyboard that I was working out for Quicksand.
yeah,
And
I want
all I
a
needed
storyboard.
was, it's the idea of camera crew, locations, because I had certain things in my mind that I wanted us out by a big tree in a field somewhere.
and an indoor area that we were promised,
and then an indoor
yeah.
area that we
Never
had
happened.
but lost.
Which would have been cool as
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Never happened though.
But I had a full storyboard, and I had already had like ideas of how to make the props that I needed for a big part of it, and it's like I'd still love to pursue it if I can. It's just finding camera crews, locations, and actually getting the things made. And I was even going to bring my son in to be like one of the focus of the videos.
I'd be surprised if we don't know any videographers that is looking for some work on the low.
So if you're out there,
not to sit here and beg for that kind of stuff.
But
Thanks
yeah.
for joining us. Check our Patreon. Watch these guys beat each other up.
yeah,
Been
take votes.
disturbingly
We are-
entertaining.
Creeping ever closer to the tour.
If it is sumo suits, you got me.
September 1.
Sumo
This
suits, man. That's why we're doing
episode
it.
actually should be lining up
Can't be swinging.
within probably a week or two of us actually hitting the road. So,
Ooh,
Really?
it's getting close.
yeah, so we will probably in the next couple episodes be heavily talking about that.
Yeah.
So, get ready for hopefully a lot of information with all of the rest of the tour lineup.
Yay!
Yeah.
So,
Hopefully.
but yes,
So
hopefully,
we need you to come with us.
yes,
Yeah. Dope.
we need you out
We
there.
need one hot babe to come be our merch girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
apparently,
so Jeff, we got to get you an outfit.
You got long hair too, buddy.
No, I'm just. your legs are nicer.
Wait, he's freshly shaved, so he's got
That's
that
what
baby
I'm saying.
face.
He's already
skin
been
looking
wearing
too.
the kilt. I mean,
I'm just saying.
long hair
That's-
wearing the
hey,
kilt, and he
you're
doesn't get
used-
as much
Hey.
facial hair.
And you're used to being right up front and talking to everybody. It's like you're already built for
So
this.
hold on. So I actually tried to redirect from you and put it on Jeff. And
No,
then
you didn't.
everybody, yes, I did. And then everybody just like, hey, Bob, guess what? You. Okay, that's cool.
Just saying,
That's
man.
fine.
Today's
you guys
the day
gotta
of like
love Troy.
retaliation. Bob has been trying to get everybody, and we flip the tables every single time.
Yeah,
tonight.
Actually, I don't get anybody. I get you three. I leave chat alone.
That's because he's the pacifist. He'd be like, okay.
Yeah, he passed a fist right through your dang
Yeah.
head.
It's only
because he's seething.
totally seething right now.
He's seething right now.
He's Chad.
He's chatty, so
Chad is here. All right, we love
On
you
that note,
guys.
yes, we love you, and we will see you here in the next episode.
Sorry.
Later.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Actually Controller. If you liked what you heard, please consider following us on all our socials. You can easily find us on all the different platforms by going to linktree/controller33 or scan the QR code if you are watching the video version of this episode. Thank you.